Yo, 2021 has been crazy for the hip-hop community, with several crazy good albums being released. Also, with Drake and Kanye already throwing their beef back and forth with their album drops. Man, it's been crazy. But now, we have the new Meek Mill album, Expensive Pain, to add to the list of fantastic records for 2021. Meek might be on a high right now, but the hip-hop community may have a few things to say about just how high he puts himself. Pretty much at the same time as his album is set to drop, Meek went on a rampage against some of his contemporaries in an interview. When building up as much hype as he could, Meek said that he doesn't really think he gets the respect that he deserves as a rapper. While the boy definitely has carved out a place in the hip-hop history at this point, apparently that's not good enough for him, considering the people that he came up with in the game. During the interview, you can hear Meek talking himself up about being there when the modern legends of hip-hop were coming up. Even name dropping that he appeared on the cover of XXL the same time that people like Kendrick Lamar and Meek Mill were making a name for themselves. Though it would have been one thing to just say that. Meek doubled down about his own craft, saying, "I come from the 2012 era. If you go check the 2011 XXL freshman class cover, shout out to Vanessa, I'm on the cover. It's me, YG, it's Kendrick, it's Meek Mill, rest in peace, Fred the Godson." Now, this doesn't sound like a guy who's saying that he's blessed to be working with him. This feels more like someone who's whining because he isn't as big as someone like Kendrick. Now, no matter how you say something like this, the fans might start to think that you're being a little petty. Hell, if the interviewer wasn't going to tell him that he wasn't on Kendrick's level, Twitter hasn't wasted any time letting Meek know what's up. Once the Meek and Kendrick gauntlet got thrown down, the entire hip-hop community has been running to protect their precious K-Dot. Although there are some personal attacks thrown in there for good measure, a lot of the criticism thrown Meek's way is just how he seems like a one-trick pony, with one user even saying that he just creates the same type of track over and over again. Though that's not really fair to Meek, some of the fans have the raw numbers to back it up, saying that Meek's rhymes aren't even close to getting the kind of acclaim that Kendrick has. With one user writing, "Can I see Meek's Pulitzer Prize? No? What about the 13 Grammys? No. What about the other 149 awards K-Dot has won? Considering that Kendrick has gotten the respect of everyone, from Beyonce to Jay-Z to Ye to frickin' U2 of all people on Damn, the man clearly has the music community in his corner for the rest of his life. It's not like these fans don't have a point here either. I mean, though Meek might necessarily be tier 2 rappers, like some are claiming, the amount of Grammys that Kendrick has alone is enough to put him over Meek in some capacity. There's even the lyrical chops that the man has. I mean, are we just gonna ignore the fact that we have to refer to him as a Pulitzer Prize winning Kendrick Lamar now? And no matter how hard Meek might be willing to go, there are stands that aren't willing to let Kendrick go, even from fans who like both artists. You can call Meek one of the greatest in the game right now, but from the looks of these comments, it's not like he has the strength to pull off something like To Pimp a Butterfly just yet. For hip-hop fans, that may come in time. It just might not be happening today. Then again, the Meek defenders are still out here in spades, almost praising him for his courage to put himself alongside the greats. What's funny is that none of these defenses of Meek are geared toward Kendrick, though, since many of them acknowledge that he's one of the greatest in the game. The funniest of them is one user who said that they were initially mad, but then found out that Meek was actually better than Kendrick. Granted, it's not like these fans don't know that they're fighting a losing battle here, though. For the most part, the tweets in support of Meek are more cautious than anything else. One user really summed it up best by saying, "I low-key agree, but good luck, brother." Yeah, you pretty much describe a good half of Meek's fan base right there, my dude. Are we forgetting who we're talking about, though? Meek Mill ain't just some underground rapper who's looking to bring down the big dogs or anything. Like he said, the man has been working on the rap scene ever since artists like Kendrick were coming up. And it's awesome that our boy has been able to survive this long without doing something too embarrassing to himself. You can even hear it in his new album, too, since Lil Baby, Young Thug are the new generation who practically came up listening to Meek's music. The Meek Mill dig might be a little bit of a different situation, though. Since Mac's no longer able to say his piece on everything, it gets a little bit complicated when you try to put yourself on that kind of pedestal. It's like if someone said Jay talks about him being in the same realm as someone with Tupac. Even though you might have people in your corner, it's a little tougher for some of the diehards to actually handle. Meek doesn't seem to be getting the kind of trash talking that he got from Kendrick's fans with Max, though. So, from the looks of fans' music taste, the man is at least close to the level of Max flow, with one user even putting Meek in the same category for the greatest hip-hop artists of the past decade. If you wanted a fair fight, though, you're pretty much out of luck. Outside of the amazing posthumous albums like Circles, we're probably never going to be able to see what Mac could have done if he had worked alongside Meek today. Meek's new album shows him coming into his own, but Mac never really had a chance to do that. When you look at some of the agreements with Meek though, a lot of them are pointing out just how much material he has by comparison. I mean, this is a man who hasn't stopped hustling since 2012, with one album dropping every handful of years, even when he's not working in the studio. The Dream Chasers mixtapes are enough to give him much more material than Mac or Kendrick though. That doesn't seem to be the point for rap fans though. For most rap fans, it's not about the amount of albums that you're able to put out. It's about how good the tracks are that you gave us. As much as Meek's bars may be fire, Kendrick fans are going to be passing down the verses to something like Alright for generations to come. One user pretty much nailed it on the head by saying, just because there hasn't been new music from him or you don't see him on social media around all the time, don't make Kendrick not better than Meek. A lot of rappers better than Meek, IMO. Meek is top 10, but maybe at like 8 or 10 to be honest. For Kendrick fans, it's alright if he's quiet. That means he's working. Out of all the mudslinging that fans are doing on Twitter, the only question is what Meek really feels about his fellow rappers in the game. Compared to what he said when hyping himself up, it doesn't sound like the man wants to start beef for real with Kendrick anytime soon. I mean, to him, these are his friends, and he's just been glad to make music. For all of the questionable statements he has about being on the same level, we're probably gonna have to chalk it up to just Meek trying to hype himself up with his new album. Whenever you have something you think is fire, you gonna want to give it your largest audience possible, and you can't find a bigger audience in hip-hop if you decide to go after a GOAT like Kendrick. Other than that, all we have to do is wait and see how everything plays out. Only time will tell how long it'll be before Meek earns his due respect as one of the greatest in the game. Meek will definitely go down as one of the most respected rappers of his generation, but now it's time to see whether that kind of rep goes into legendary status or not. But what do y'all think about Meek Mill's recent comments? Do you think he belongs in the same conversation as people like Kendrick and Mac, or is our man way over his head at this point? Be sure to leave it in the comments and let everybody know. Also, be sure to let us know what you think of Meek Mill's new album, and if it's as good as he really thinks it is. Until the next hip-hop juggernaut comes through, keep it tuned right here in RIZZLE so you don't miss out on anything coming down the pipeline. Keep calm and rest easy, RIZZLE Squad. Deuces.